statement from him, and then Liv can start the questions.
I'm sorry, I got a cold, you guys. I'm going to choke a little bit here.
What it's there for.
Proud of the kids, the way they responded the second half. And, Nevada really came to play, and we knew they would. And, the message was, let's be ready to go right out of the gate. And it took a half to figure that out. Apparently our kids didn't believe us that Nevada was here to play. And so we had to dig in the toughness bag at halftime, because they definitely out-toughed us. But we could have easily lost the game. We could have easily, but we didn't. They slugged that baby out. They found a way. We had some really nice performances by a couple kids that kind of saved the day. And really happy that we got this victory. Really happy, because it's the end of the year. Some nights are going to be a little slugfesty. This was that, obviously, but you still got to find a way to win, and these kids did a great job of doing that.
I mean, Nevada's a pretty big team. They got 4 people at and above 6'2".
Yeah.
Did you take that into your game plan, or is it just like get Chloe on them and see what they do with it?
Well, we knew they were long.
Yeah.
We knew they were athletic, and we knew they were disruptive. And we knew they were going to really, really compete, because Amanda always has her team ready to do that. And you come out a little flat or a little bit on your heels, or a little lack of focus, it's going to get you. And that's kind of what happened that first half. And they've got some kids that can hurt you if you let them get to their spots and you let them get into their game. They're going to make you pay. And I didn't think we were as disruptive as we needed to be defensively. We had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of missed assignments, but they did a great job of correcting it the second half.
One of the people we kind of saw her spot was 14, Maya Rosaria, and she was pretty valuable in the first half, hitting like 5 of 7, but then she didn't make any for the second half. How did you approach her? Yeah,
her minutes had kind of been spotty, in and out. They had a kid out tonight because she was sick, 23, and so I think 14 played a lot more minutes, and she made the most of her opportunity. She made that first 3 late shot clock, and then sometimes all it takes is to get the feels. Then I'm going to shoot it again. So she found a nice rhythm. She had a nice confidence going. So we had to just change the way we treated her in the scout the second half, and treated her more as a shooter.
I feel like we could really hear just like the happiness in your voice, and getting this victory. I mean, what does it mean to be able to just grind out one this late in conference?
I'm happy. I have a happy voice right now.
Felt like it, yeah.
Wow, you should have heard the one at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't have said happy voice. Okay, this time of year, it's everybody is scratching and clawing to get some momentum, to get a good seed, to just position themselves for the tournament. And these last games, they're basically tournament games. Every environment is going to be that, and every possession you need to treat like it's the most important possession of the night. And the happiness is that we did respond. We could have been flat-footed all night long, but we found the rhythm, we found the edge the second half, and this team always puts themselves in a position to win. As icky a first half as that was, they stayed in it. Chloe kept us in that game, that first half.
You kind of see that response in somebody like Lexus, who had a kind of variable first 3 quarters, but in the last quarter she was 3 of 3. Is that what you mean when you say finishing strong, in a sense?
Yeah, exactly. And you got to keep playing, right? And you can't let what happened the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter affect the next play. And that next play mentality, to be able to reset your brain and your game after whatever, a miscue, or the coach gets on you or whatever, that's what mature teams do. And our team has been a mature team that way all season long.
Earlier this season, I think you mentioned kind of how this basketball team can grow. If a 3-ball can be a bit more of a threat at a better pace. Does it feel like you're kind of approaching that now at this point?
Yeah, we've shot the ball quite well here lately. We really have. And I thought we had some really good looks early. Hannah had some really good looks early, just didn't find it. But I think that's been a key to our offensive kind of growth has been the fact that we're shooting the ball from the three at a more consistent level. And it's the kids that, like, our best shooters are Chloe and Brooke. By a mile, to be honest with you, percentage-wise. So, I think when we have 4 kids in double figures, which we've had here quite a bit lately, we can beat anybody. We can be anybody. But, I'm not afraid to put pressure on their scoring. If you're a shot maker and you're a shooter, you need to make a shot. You can't go 1 for 6. You can't go 1 for 7. That's not your job, okay? And you're good enough to be better than that. And so it's a mindset to me. And they found it the second half. Proud of them for that.
We've seen a trend with some big third quarters going on. What's been your formula there?
You can't. That's a top secret. Okay. All right. Just kidding. Hey, I will say the secret it's the maturity of the group. They know how to respond, and we can joke about it was a heated. It wasn't. It was about basically, here's what's going to happen if you don't change. Right? You're going to look back at this game in 2 weeks' time, and you're going to be like, "Are you kidding me?" All right. And so it basically was just that. They're a mature group. You saw a different mentality, but we played through Bragg, right? We played through Bragg and Chloe. And it was pretty obvious who came to really play tonight. It was those 2 kids. So that's who we're going to play through and feed. And they responded in a big way.
We also saw Maddie's second double-double this season. What are you excited about for her and going into
Well, I think really the last 3 or 4 basketball games, going back to probably the Wyoming game, to be honest with you, you see a little different assertiveness and determination from Maddie. Like just where she's catching the ball, she wants it, right, and she wants to score it, and so that puts a lot of pressure on the defense when we can catch it right there, and then it just opens some things up, right? They started collapsing, they started doubling. And then, we sprayed some threes in there, and it just balanced us out. But Maddie's been a big key for us here late, and she will continue to be that. It's just nice to be able to throw it in front of the rim and have that, and maybe a chance to get fouled. So, all right, we've got some journalism students here today, CSU journalism. All right, does anybody want to ask the head coach a question?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
No. You got 1 shot. It can be any question.
Favorite color?
Like, how'd I get so handsome?
Color.
What's that?
Favorite color?
My favorite color is green and gold.
That's
That's gold.
2 colors.
That's a coach answer. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody.